decides to go to the movie, to the cinema. And when she arrives, like, there's so many people, it's crowded, and actually her movie was so crowded that only one spot was for her. So she took the last spot left for this movie. And when the movie started, the people behind her started to talk. She was annoyed. She was even more angry when one of them started to knock on her chair with a constant beat. She was in anger, she wanted to control the situation, she was in some way in fear of getting in some kind of fight with these people. And she was attached to her idea how people should behave in the cinema. And at once, she feels something rough and hot and wet on her neck. So she said, enough! She turned her head back and she found herself face to face with a German Shepherd. Next she sees a blind man holding the collar of the seeing-eye dog. And obviously, the other man was explaining to the blind man what's going on the screen, explaining the movie. This change, the sudden change in her perspective was a beautiful one, because she had this perspective change, so she had the faith in other people, that they are helping each other. She had an acceptance of the situation, which she could not change. She had a cooperation. She patted the dog on the head, and she had an empathy for this situation, for this other person. In a beautiful way, for the last couple of weeks, we were learning about those emotions, those moments which we have in our life, that sometimes they touch us in the places where, like, we get angry, we get all those bad emotions, fears, and we are learning how to change, how to turn our face with grace to love. In today's gospel, we have this woman who is persistent in her dealing with this judge. She pushes for her cause. And I think persistence in our prayer, that's what is very important. And how often we pray. Yes? So this will be daily prayer. I hope you all have those cards which we made for this theme. I always carry with me this card, because those situations of aggravation, they're not planned. They always happen. They always happen in the most unsuspected situations and times. So having this, or just memorize this prayer, especially this prayer in the middle, can be a very good thing. And sometimes you can say this like a mantra, because this gives you time also not to change the situation and circumstances, because we are not praying about changing. Prayer is not about changing the circumstances. Prayer is to change our attitude, our perception of the situation. To see this from different prism. To see these situations in a beautiful way. So, today, as we conclude this theme in our parish, I hope it will be not concluded in our daily lives. That it will continue with our daily routines. That we'll be able to turn with our faces with grace to love. The same as this woman in this difficult situation, the same we can change each and every day. And I invite you today, so let's do what Father Joe likes to do. So he likes this prayer practices and meditation. So we'll do this little meditation right now. We can think about this. And if you miss some homilies and you want to come back to them, remember that they are also on our YouTube channel. So that's what we are great if you want to come back, or you want to be more specific about some parts, like maybe you have some fears, some attachments, some control or entitlement issues. You can go back and rediscover this beautiful parts of this prayer in your life. So at this time, close your eyes and know that you are in the presence of God. God who loves you. God who always is with you. And in prayer, recall a time during the last week when you turned your face with grace to love. Thank God for that grace, for that change of perspective. What one action can you take to be love in action? Faith, acceptance, cooperation, or empathy? Like the lady in the movie theater, when our perspective is different, all is different. With prayer, sometimes nothing changes. Yet with prayer, everything changes. Lord, turn our faces with grace to love. Amen.